Hey everybody, this is Living with Perks, and today we have a video about RiverKinn's new album, Kintsugi. He always chooses a interesting title for his albums. Story behind it, I'll have in the description. We had a listen of the album and really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I listened to it, but...
Well, I know just today I've listened to it 4 times in the car.
Obviously, we really enjoy RiverKinn for what he does and the music he puts out. He's always been able to send us early copies of his albums to do reviews of them. We're not trying to be biased or anything, but the album is fantastic. I think it's streaming on Spotify, SoundCloud, and all those other resources for music.
Yeah.
Again, more details will be in the description. This is just kind of a preview reaction that we did. Talking about the album, we're going to kind of make this short and sweet. I could go through all the songs and name off my favorites and what I like about them, but I'm just going to point out 3 that I personally like.
Same.
And then we'll have you do your 3.
Yeah.
I like one of the first songs on the album. It's called Shatter. It really reminds me of a throwback to the Mansion in My Nightmare album. Just instrumental wise and everything. It really seems like a throwback of sorts. And it kind of reminds me of Linkin Park. Just the vocal style that he does.
We both said that like when we were first listening to it. We were like, whoa, this really reminds me of like that just Linkin Park kind of original sound. And yeah, it was nice to like be able to like think back to, you know, other things we've listened to in the past and be like, oh, this is awesome. And
yeah, we'll have you go over one of your favorite songs.
I think starting off when we first listened to it, my very like first favorite was Hollow. I just really like the sound of it. I like the smoothness of the entire track itself. I can't even really pinpoint like what makes me like it so much, but I like the sound. I like his voice. I think it just, honestly, like this whole album really shows like his different types of range that he has, and that makes me excited to like listen to and you know, just hear those different things that maybe you weren't used to hearing on some of his other albums.
The other song I like on this follows that one actually. Recollide. It has a nice electronic dance music type outro on the back half of the track, and I like that he throws that into his music because it kind of extends the song and it just kind of makes it more of like a fun type dance track and something that a lot of people can really vibe to. My
next would be Misfortune, and again, I think it's just for me, I like those kind of not necessarily slow songs, but like where you really can hear his vocals and just his overall sound. Like those are the kind of songs that I'm always like really drawn to in the beginning. I mean, not that I don't like every song on the album, but like those ones are the ones that stuck out to me the most, I think.
Right. And I think that one's actually his first single on this album. So obviously he chose that one for a reason to be his single, and that's one he really wants to highlight, so definitely one to check out. The next song that I would list as my 3rd favorite would be Hollow. You said that right in the beginning, but this one does remind me of a previous track he did. Like you said, I just like the vocal range of it and the flow and the instrumentals and everything. It's just really smooth to listen to.
And lastly, I think not even my 3rd favorite because I love them all, Railroad. And again, not even be able to pinpoint like exact things that I love about it. It's just the overall sound. Like I've listened to it, and like I said, I listened to it like 4 times in the car today, and every time like I was just like, gosh, I really like this one. I kept telling our daughter, I'm like, I think this is my favorite one. And then we listened to another one, I'm like, I think this might be my favorite one. And it was, you know, she's like, which one is your favorite? I'm like, I think they all are.
And that's kind of funny you bring up the kids, because we were listening to this in the living room when we first got this copy, and our kids walked into the room and we were like, hey, this is the new RiverKinn album. And they were like, really? I didn't know.
Because our kids are sarcastic little turds, and they like to kind of make fun of us. So they were like, oh, really? That's what we're listening to? That's weird.
and that's kind of funny too, is you have such a different audience, like young, old, whatever. They all seem to enjoy what he puts out, and what he does put out, you know it's him. There's not another artist out there that I can think of that sounds similar to him. I mean, obviously there's, you know, a genre out there that is similar, but his vocals and his instrumentals are just so unique that he just always puts out music that you know it's him.
Well, and none of his songs are ever so alike that you're like, oh man, you get, you know, some people you listen to and you kind of get sick of it because, you know, track 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all so similar. They're like, yeah, I mean, it's them. But this is every single song is different, and every single song you know that it's him, but they all have their own unique sound. And I think that's what makes listening to all of his music so, you know, fun and interesting.
In this album in particular, he said that it's just kind of all over the board with different styles. I mean, we listed off a lot of songs that were kind of softer and more melodic, but he does have some like harder tracks on here, and you know, he has the yelling and the screaming and all that, and I think that just kind of features like his different styles that he's capable of, and that's really nice that you got an artist that can do that and make just a huge variety of sounds. And
I will say this because, like I said to you earlier, is that when we first listened to it, there were maybe 2 that I was like, I'm not sure. Like, I like them, but maybe they're not my favorite. After continuing listening to it, I was like, okay, I am not like a screamo type of music liker at all. Ever in my life have I ever been like, oh, I really love that, but I kind of really love them. So you're changing me, RiverKinn, changing me.
Yeah, they grow on you. This album, the first time I listened to it, I'm not gonna lie, I was just kind of like, this is kind of weird. These songs are just all over the place, but like I said before, that was kind of the idea behind this album, I think.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to go with this sad boy music style all throughout the entire album. So it does feature a bunch of different things, and it's actually really entertaining. After you listen to it the first time, you're like, oh, okay, I understand.
Like, he always makes his albums like vibe so well together. They're so smooth, like in between, you know, it's never just like this harsh cutoff and then you're into the next song. Like all of his songs like really just flow so well together. Like he puts them together in a specific order, and you can tell by listening to it, and I think he puts a lot of thought and effort into all of his music. And you know, I applaud musicians on that, because if you can do that and like keep people hooked from the very beginning, like you're doing shit right.
Yeah, it tells a story, you know, has its intro and then it has its peak and then it comes back down to like a soft outro, and it just flows really well. I do like this album. I recommend it to anyone that is a new fan or old fan. It's one to definitely check out. Absolutely.
I 100% agree. I can't stop listening to it, and I mean, honestly, like I go back to his music all the time. Like, you know, I might veer off for a minute and listen to some other things, and I'm like, you know, like I need to go back to that, because his music really does, you know, just, I don't know, not that I like relate to so much music, but like I feel like there are definitely things in every single song that somebody can listen to and relate to, and if you really, really listen to his lyrics, like, dude is a freaking genius.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you guys for checking out our video. Go check out RiverKinn, listen to the new album, Kintsugi. Highly recommend it. Newest release of 2021. And do want to shout out his brother, Kill Station, put out a new album about a month ago. So got some good artists to listen to out there this summer. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below on your favorite track by RiverKinn, and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time. Peace.